Hope everybody's doing well today. Jen, Sammy, and the little girl here. Let me turn on the comments. All right. I hope y'all are well. So I decided for Mondays to be Truth in Music, or we'll just call it Truth in Media, because some days it might be movies and some days it might be songs. I was playing with the algorithm and uploading via a scheduled upload, but I didn't like how it premiered. It didn't go over well, and usually people like the music ones. So, oh, it's the local spammer. I don't like that I can't turn that stuff off when I'm in the live chat. And it's always the same stuff. I had technical difficulties this morning, so I hope you can hear me. Dry pipes, I apologize. So, this one got a little deep, of course, because there's rabbit holes and everything. I don't want it to be super long, though. I just basically want to show you how many songs there are about this topic. I found that to be interesting in and of itself. I do not own the rights to any of the music or lyrics that will be shown. There will be no music broadcast, so that won't be a problem. All information shown is per the Fair Use Act of 1976. The disclaimers are in the description. Yada yada. So, we've been kind of looking at, we're building a visual in case you can't tell. We're trying to get people to awaken to how similar we are. Now, again, I believe that we're all different and unique, and that's beautiful, and I believe that's given with a purpose and a reason. God is the original, the maker, the creator, whatever you choose to call that one in your relationship. The one at the tippy top of the hierarchy. I want to show how similar different peoples and cultures have been throughout time, and maybe try to build a bridge that way, bridge some of these gaps that we're facing today with all the division that is being wrought and all the divisiveness within and without the church and the education system, politics, healthcare. People are just very polarized in their choices right now and in their speech. So we try to find a balance at this channel. And if I forget to give one of these prefaces or disclaimers at the beginning of the videos for new folks, I do apologize, but it's probably best if you're new to a channel to kind of sit back and listen through a couple of videos before you make a comment. I used to be so excited to hear things that were like my own thoughts that I would comment right away, and I wasn't listening to the rest of what the person was saying, and oftentimes my questions were answered in that same video. Not always. I love interacting with you guys and hanging out and all that stuff, so I'm not trying to discourage that. I am just wanting y'all to get the best out of the channel. So we've been trying to build a visual in that, for example, Moses, if you think of him and his description in scripture, looks a lot like Gandalf in Lord of the Rings. We know that there are Christian theologies behind the creators of things. I apologize, Sammy's getting a toy or a bone. Sammy. Sam. Lay down there with it. That's my guy. That's my good boy. Who's my good boy? Sammy likes the quiet time. Huh? So we're trying to build a visual, basically, and come together over some of our commonalities, but also to look at certain things today. And I'm going to, again, I already gave my disclaimers, and I'm not going to have a disclaimer with every word that I use. I'm just going to come right out and say that people look kind of different lately. It does actually seem like we are of different maybe elements. We are made differently, some of us, possibly. Are they new people here? Are they visitors? Are they among us? I don't know the answer to that. I'm trying to find it out. Just like a lot of other people, I do believe that human beings, though, are unique, and that we are better or we have more potential than we have been led to believe. and what goes down must come up. So through all the condemnation and all of the degrading that a lot of us have faced in the trauma, our spirits actually, once we come around that or through it, or we overcome it, is a better way to say it, our spirits actually grow through that. But lately there seems to be some very visible differences in some of us. And I've always been open to communicating with angels, aliens, whatever you want to call them. But we have to be careful in that openness and not distribute it among or distribute it in the wrong relationships, right? We'll just say that, with maybe the wrong individuals. And I won't say people or human beings, I'll just say individuals. So let's get started. We have talked about teeth and how there are verses in scripture and folklore about teeth and what happens to the spirit of a person and how that's kind of related to their teeth and the wisdom teeth and all of this type of thing. And we've talked about top hats, that visual, how that seems to be attributed to a certain ilk or type of person, especially in Dr. Sleep with the adrenochroma. And now I want to look at a little bit about sunglasses. I've noticed a lot of YouTubers, probably around 2020, maybe 2021, started wearing, and I mean more than is normal, right? Some people wear them for different reasons, different health reasons. We're not considering that. We're removing that part of the group from the equation, okay? We understand that. That's a given. Those are not the types of situational awareness that we're talking about. And those are not the types of individuals that we're talking about. Lay down, little girl. Good girl. I move around too much for her and she moves around too much for me. I'm really having a hard time with my knee, so I have to be careful with it right now. So sunglasses, a lot of songs seem to talk about this as well. I talked about the YouTubers who talked about being somewhat colorblind. I mean, an abundance of them. One of everybody's favorite campers, in fact, who throws the Masonic hand signals and has had the black eye initiation picture posted, and lost his spouse during all this. He is also in this group as well. So let's kind of get into it. Now, here you see the iconic image and character Roddy Piper brought to life in the movie They Live, in regards to alien beings being among us and us having this false sense of reality. And we can also look at Neo too, and we will in just a few minutes. But first, let's look at, there's just so many of them, okay? Now, the most infamous or the most famous one of all of them is Sunglasses at Night with Corey Hart. Now, as I said, I noticed an overabundance of YouTubers wearing these shades. Almost the types that you used to see blind people wearing. They have to, well, they don't have to wear them, but some of them do. If you're legally blind, the light can mess with you, give you headaches, do certain different things with your eyes that in that area. I knew a few people who were legally blind working in healthcare, but I am not a doctor and I'm not a medical professional. None of this is medical advice. Not in the least, not in the slightest. But I noticed an overabundance of YouTubers wearing them in their videos when they were inside, indoors. And again, we're trying to build a visual here. We've talked about teeth, and it's time to talk about eyes. But before we talk about eyes, we want to kind of look at what they've been telling us about this topic. And I also talked about seeing the people down in the trails when I walked Sammy. Two in particular I haven't seen since, never saw them before, just saw them for a few days. The trails were kind of full, and they had the yellow safety colors on, the little, how Terry Davis says, the glowies, and all this stuff is so weird. This stuff is connected, and remember, I'm trying to build a picture in your minds, a visual, without actually throwing any individual under the bus and showing you these people, because I don't think that's appropriate. at this time. Now, if they start displaying truly wicked behavior, that would be different, right? But right now, they're just people among us, walking among us. And I'm just noticing in the pattern of things that there is an overabundance. So, sunglasses at night, I'm not sure why this is on here twice. But we got a lot of talk about this, right? And a lot of usage of the song Sunglasses at Night by Corey Hart. So anyone who doesn't know, and if you're younger, let's take a quick look at the lyrics. This one we probably won't dwell on, but I just want you to see how many songs are about this topic. It's just bizarre. So sunglasses at night. I wear my sunglasses at night so I can. Now this is interesting. Watch you weave, then breathe your storylines. Watch you weave, then breathe your storylines. That reminds me of a creepypasta story. And again, I might be a little older than that league, but I had children who introduced me to creepypastas, right? So I know what they are. But I heard a story not too long ago about this. It's supposed to be a legend. I never looked into it to see if it actually was. But about these reality weavers, the ones who, I guess, their words have the most power in this place. And kind of like an oracle. And if you never read about like an oracle, they really are kind of, I don't want to say empty vessels. They have their own personality, but the Lord speaks through oracles like directly, often, a lot. But so can the enemy. And it is up to the interpreters around the oracle to bring this out to people. I've had a lot of this strangeness in my own life, and if you follow my story, you know this already. And I've asked you guys to share your stories because of this. Like, how many other people have these synchronicities occurring? A lot of the things that came to the public to traumatize the public, I experienced in 2019. And that's why I feel like Truman, but kind of like almost like a beta test, even. But my whole life has been strange. And this is why I ask you to share your stories so that I don't feel alone, and I share so that none of you feel alone. But that's what these weavers were. They are the people who, I guess, almost even like the Lamed Kiftan. Oh gosh, I forgot the word already. That we talked about in a couple of videos ago that I'd never heard of, the Jewish legend about these people, about these individuals. But so I think that verse is very telling. Once you weave, then breathe your storylines. So he's basically meaning, what that means is, for anyone that doesn't understand what a parable, how they talk, watch you weave, like you're weaving reality. This person is weaving a script, writing a script, and then breathing it, living it, okay? I wear my sunglasses at night so I can keep track of the visions in my eyes, okay? Now keep track of, that's interesting. It's almost like watching the sunglasses through the other side, like a double reflection. I don't know what you call that. While she's deceiving me, it cuts my security. Has she got control of me? Now, here's where you go into, don't switch the blade on the guy in shades. Oh no, don't masquerade with the guy in shades. Oh no. I can't believe it because you got it made with the guy in shades. Now, who is the guy in shades? Because we see Neo. And Neo is kind of like, he is a Jesus Christ story too. Neo has the hero's journey. You go through that with the character of Neo when he wakes up in the Matrix. And he wears these sunglasses. And Neo looks a lot like, and is dressed a lot like, I haven't covered this yet, but he looks a lot like the Men in Black, who also look like the Adjustment Bureau people. They all wear these bowler hats, and we talked about that because bowler hats kind of are a refined form of a top hat, okay? And a more quote-unquote acceptable version of a top hat. Back then, top hats were considered like wowed. Sunglasses were too, because your eyes were the windows to the soul, and people, if they can't see your eyes when you're speaking to them, they're not going to trust you, right? And almost now it's like people are living and breathing and acting who they are, and the inside is coming out full force on the outside. Covering your mouth, covering your face, covering your shame, right? They have no shame, and that's coming forth in their behavior, covering their shame. And again, you're seeing this a lot with I hate to use this example, but they put themselves out there. So you see it a lot with celebrities. I'm not trying to gossip. The whole point of this is to show you how you're not alone. You're not the only one going through this. We're all kind of, I think eventually this is going to be to the betterment of humanity and whatever other species may be with us. But growth is painful, right? So again, we're just trying to get people to recognize, hey, there is something going on here. This is not pure chaos. There is an organization and a method to this madness. Now, if you want to call it organized chaos and debate on whether that's like a secret society tenant or esoteric or too mystic, that's not this conversation right now. Sorry. Why wear my sunglasses at night so I can forget my name while you collect your claim. That's interesting, because we've talked about these beings entering the dwelling places and manipulating individuals in their sleep when you are at your most vulnerable, like we see in Dark City, which is a lot like Truman, but Truman is like the flip side. Truman is like the happy side, where Dark City is like the shadow version of Truman. Okay, the white and the light and the dark. And I hope everybody is seeing this how I am. There's like an overabundance of synchronicities happening. Thank you for staying with me. And so while you collect your claim, what are they collecting from this individual? Maybe a soul. Okay. I wear them so I can see the light that's right before my eyes. She's deceiving me. Don't switch the blade on the guy in shades. Don't be afraid of the guy in shades. Oh no, it can't escape you. Okay. So on and on it goes. So who is this person in the shades? Like who is he talking about? Let's go back. And again, you see all these songs are about sunglasses. All of them. We're not going to look at all of them, but I do want to look at a couple of verses in a couple of them. I did not look at Miranda Lambert, and I've been to a couple of her concerts. Not a lot. I'm pretty virginal when it comes to getting out and doing things. I'm not like everybody else. So I live vicariously through everyone else. The future's so bright I gotta wear shades. Now this is another 80s one, which I think is interesting because I think a lot of these people who grew up maybe around, 1972, we're going to do a video about that and talk about its significance. I see another small YouTuber that was recommended to me is talking about it. I'm not going to refer you to the channel. I was going to, but I changed my mind. I have my reasons. Again, these people all have a lot of physical traits in common because I think what is within these people or these individuals is coming to the surface, or it isn't as easy to hide as they would like it to be, or they can't hide it for long. So the future's so bright I gotta wear shades. This is from the 80s, the age of excess. Everybody wore sunglasses. Everybody wore sunglasses at night. Everybody wore neon colors at night because everything was supposed to be so good, good, good. Fun, fun, fun. And again, it was hiding a darker thing that was happening, and they call it satanic panic. And again, they mock everything that is legitimate. Everything that is mocked in the media ends up being somewhat decent and somewhat truthful and honest. Even the people, Christ is hated by a lot of these people, and I don't understand it. I never saw this as a child growing up. I never related it directly to the golden rule and Christ and all of that, but it is related. Hey, how are you? Oh, Jason Starr, I feel they are different too, but they always been like this. It's crazy. Also, once again, the Foods in the Mind programming, absolutely. Yeah, I feel all of it now. This world is being observed, absolutely. Lord Racer, interesting name. Thanks for the sunglass emoji. This is the type of stuff that makes me want to turn to Jesus more. Right, and that's why I try to showcase it, because Sammy's snoring now, I apologize. I try to showcase it now because I think it's more prevalent. I don't know how to say this. Again, you have a lot of dark stuff happening and a lot of light stuff happening too, kind of behind the scenes. And I feel like human history or time itself for us as a species, we go through periods of spiritual evolution, and almost like a person, like a child. When you're a parent, you don't notice that they're growing, but when somebody goes away and they come back, you notice how much they have turned into, how much more they look like their own person and not a baby anymore, how babies have that similar look, right? So again, I feel like something, and I'm not the only one, I don't think, something has been bubbling under the surface here for a very long time. And it's because there's so many lies, right? When you build mountains of lies and you sweep everything under the rug, eventually you have a mountain that's impossible to hide. And it's going to come tumbling down. And that's what we're seeing now with America. But I don't think it's going to be just America. I don't like to talk about land like that anymore. I don't want to say that I'm borderless or anything like that, because I don't want to offend people. This isn't about politics. I feel like there's something about this realm that maybe I don't know. Maybe we're not supposed to know the shape of things entirely until we can get our thoughts under control. Because I feel like, again, we are participating in this. We are participating in our own journeys. And I think you can either look at it as God kind of removing itself, himself, herself, and saying, all right, you want to have it your way, go ahead. You create your reality and whatever laws you think you need. And laws of physics, I mean there, when I say law. People don't understand that the laws of physics are natural law. They come from that. They stem from that. All of this stuff is related. It's not science or God. I see China, the old Disney star, talking about that now. And it's crazy, right? Because I've been saying that since I was 10. Science proves the existence of God. Energy never ends. It never dies. We are eternal. But I want your journey and my journey to be a little brighter for a time. I think we should have another Renaissance time. And by that, again, I don't mean debaucherous or whatever. I mean just spiritually mature enough to know that denial of self is a good thing, and it's not wrong to tell the truth. I don't know, Jason. You say things have always been this way, but maybe I was more naive than I thought. But I'm a mother, and I know my children, and I know my husband very, very well. And I know people in general by observing them. And right when I started to detect the differences in people, CV came up. Because that's when I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go live my life. I'm going to get on a plane. I want to go do the Holy Walk. I want to go see Christ. I'm going to come up with the funds to somehow go to Israel. And when I said that, I'm not even kidding. Some of you were there with me. When I said that I was going to do that, everything was shut down. So our thoughts and our words play a big part in this. So I'm trying to be very careful with how I speak these days. So be careful with what you say and with what you accept and receive as truth. And again, we know that there are child harmers out there. We know that there are abusers of children, abusers of wives, abusers of the elderly. When we see it, we can expose it properly. But there's a right way and a wrong way. I'm getting emails now from people acting as if I can personally do something about these things. If you know something more about my situation than I know, please tell me. Because I have no power over such things, as far as I'm aware. I do not consent to them, and that's all I can do is pray until I actually physically have some evidence. Otherwise, there's nothing. I'm like you. I mean, I'm not special. This is a tiny channel. I do not have a big platform. And I know that what I receive and what I send out is greatly monitored and restricted to an extent. So anyway, the 80s were an era of excess. Everything was abundant. Study of nuclear science was really big. We were just coming out of the Cold War. I remember as a child, we still did, what were they called? Drills for, we hid under our desks for, I don't want to say the word, but nuclear events, right? And they just stopped doing that when I was in second grade. So again, Jason Starr is right when he says about the food and the mind programming. We've been programmed for so long. If you think you are original or unique, in that area you are wrong, worldly speaking, secularly speaking. Now, spiritually speaking, you are unique and you are different than everyone else. What we're talking about now, though, is everything starts in the spirit, right? So when it manifests in the physical, it's already almost a done deal by the time you start seeing it. So I'm saying there has been an uptick in people with sunglasses, while it's not needed, while it's dark, while they're indoors. And some people, there's a rumor going around that this is related to a certain injectable. Well, for whatever reason, people are hiding their eyes. We've talked about reptilian eyes, but what I find funny about that is nobody ever says cats. They're feline eyes too. They are feline eyes. And yes, always been like Adam and Eve, Noah, and so on. Oh yes, but we have these climaxes, right? There wasn't always a flood. God is patient. It took a long time to reach the point of the flood where people, almost all of humanity perished. And we need to remember that. So I study nuclear science. I love my classes. I got a crazy teacher. He wears dark glasses. We're only going through this one for the sake of the roots of a thing. We have to start somewhere. Things are going great and they're only getting better. I'm doing all right, getting good grades. The future's so bright, I gotta wear shades. So he's looking forward to the future. He's a kid of the 80s. Everything is good. Everything looks great. He's got a job waiting for him after graduation. 50,000 a year, will buy a lot of beer. Things are going great and they're only getting better. I'm doing all right, getting good grades. The future's so bright, I gotta wear shades. This is interesting here. I'm heavenly blessed and worldly wise. Heavenly blessed, but only worldly wise. I'm peeping Tom Techie, even back in the 80s. You see what it's saying there? Targeted individuals? I'm peeping Tom Techie with x-ray eyes. Things are going great and they're only getting better. I'm doing all right, getting good grades. The future's so bright, I gotta wear shades. Okay, so there's one that's really popular, one of the most popular. We're going to look at a couple things, though, that are very strange here, and I want to look at one now that I just looked at. Now, this is interesting, by Perry Grip. I don't know who this is, and I couldn't find the lyrics. Oh, this is a child's song. This is why, because it's a kid's song. But already a kid's song in 2015 with the cat and the sunglasses. I think it's interesting that the cat is wearing the sunglasses. We've talked about this a lot, about the obsession with cats and dogs. I'm obsessed with my dogs. Cat people are obsessed with theirs. I'm not saying I hate cat people at all. I'm saying, are they different? Are they special? In Men in Black, the one cat wears a universe around its neck. And people always say reptilian eyes, but have you ever thought that they could possibly be feline eyes? Because feline eyes and reptilian eyes look very much alike. We're going to talk about that too, but not right now. So rose-colored glasses, everybody kind of knows that reference, what that means. Take off your sunglasses. This is interesting. Throughout this whole song, this Ezra character, Ezra Furman, is begging this person, this woman, to take off her sunglasses. Okay? But right now, the one that I want you to look at with me, and then we'll go backwards if we have to. Where did it go? Hold, please. I'll find it. Oh, gosh. Where are you? Is there more rows? There is one that I looked at. If we can find it, if it will show them to me. Oh, man, come on. He was right here, below this guy. There he is, Neo sunglasses. I thought this was interesting. And you can always rely on comedians for stuff like this. There's almost nothing. So let's look at his Wikipedia and see what it says. So the person that wrote this song, Neo Sunglasses, again, Neo, a reference to the Matrix, right? I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name. He's Japanese. He's better known by his stage names. Kosaka the Great, what does that say? Demon King. Now, again, and I hate to point this out and be such a blanket statement person, but again, we're doing this for a reason. A lot of these people, superficially speaking, not all of them by any means, I'm not making a complete blanket statement here, but a lot of these, and I know these people because they're with me and they're around me, and the Antichrist spirit, let's call it that, will have, the Antichrist itself will have a lot of these same traits and attributes. Much love to you as well, Gian. I hope you're well. The Antichrist will have a lot of these same attributes. They're obsessed with anime, like obsessed with it. They love it. Even dirty anime, porn. They are into anime, cartoon with naked people. Whatever, I don't know. There's a lot of fetishes, right, that are very public right now. I don't understand why. Like we all got our things. We all got our personal demons to deal with. Oh, Deion Sandals, cartoons equals 666. Man, I love you. I love you. You're awesome. Thank you for that. You are a very good addition to what I cover here, popping those numbers in for me. So Kasaka, the great demon king, I'd love to know the Kasaka gematria. Does it actually equal out to Demon King? What are his numbers? I would be willing to bet it might be 222. Or the other one, what is the other one? That 333 divides down to if you do, or no, 666. If you do 666, like 6 times 6, then times 6 again. Because actually, if you're doing gematria, that's how it would work. But anyways, Kosaka, the great demon king. A lot of these people, they love the anime. All right. They love the Japanese bands and what do I want to call it? Like tracksuits, like 80s tracksuits. Like this is big for them. I don't know what the thrill is there. I couldn't wait to get out of mine all the time. But anyways, they wear their sunglasses when they don't need them at night. And for some reason, they take pictures and they have 2 pairs of sunglasses on or 2 pair of glasses on. When I saw Richie from Boston doing that, that's when I knew for sure. That was my confirmation that he was on the wrong side. I missed what it said and you retracted it. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to go back to see it. Ugh. And don't get me wrong, like I love the dude. I still even pray for him. He taught me a lot in the beginning of my walk, but something not right with that dude. Great light. And I think he has teeth issues too. I saw that when I was watching his channel. A lot of these people stopped showing their faces though when I started pointing out these physical attributes they share. You spelled Kasaka wrong. Oh, okay. But he says he's a demon king. And he insists that his other name, Pico Taro, is another personality promoted by him. Again, you see this multiple spirits in one body, demanding to be called we, they, us, kami zin, kami zed, all these different things, right? You wanted alien disclosure, folks. You're getting it. They are disclosing themselves on TikTok, on YouTube, in the mainstream media. They're just making fun of us and having fun while they do it. And let me tell them, didn't your mothers ever teach you that it's not nice to play with your food? There's a little hint in there for anyone who's not aware yet of what Soylent Green means and how Missing 411 plays into that, although not completely. That's not all of it. Anyways, he is currently signed with Avex Management. I would like to know more about that. Can I open that on a separate page without? Because that doesn't have to do with music, so I will go back to that in my own personal time. Sorry about that. So, this is that individual. He says that he's more than one person. Oh, wow. July 17th, 73. I would almost be willing to bet that year is 72, and that's an error. And July 17th is very significant for me personally, and it's also very significant for these people. Man, I would swear I know the Antichrist. I would swear I know the Antichrist. Kazuhito 666. Who's Kazuhito? Oh, there he is. Kazuhito Kasaka. Yeah. Aomori. Okay, his other names are Pico Taro, like Pikachu, like Pokemon. Pokemon means pocket monster. I did not know that. He is a comedian and a recording artist. He is known for pen, pineapple, pen. Pineapples are very significant for me too, and then they ended up being like a huge thing. I don't know what's going on, man, but it's like my whole household is affecting the whole world, and it's the most bizarre feeling in the world, and that's why I'm sharing it. Not to say I'm special or anything like that, because it's not a, it's like constantly being on a what were those rides? Total Whirl? Like, were you being pushed and pulled in your stomach? You want to be sick, but you want to laugh at the same time. Like, that's how I felt for like 6 years now. It's not fun. During U.S. President Donald Trump's fall 2017 trip to Asia, Kosaka was chosen to sing at the official state reception, reportedly due to Japanese Prime Minister's wish to keep the mood upbeat. And it's weird, when Trump went out of office right before CV started, the Japanese people have always worn face masks, right? Like for a long time now. And they say it's for all these reasons, but I'm going to tell you a little story here, and I'll do a short video on this. That's part of my testimony too. This tattoo man that came into our lives and taught my husband how to do tattoos, allegedly, but I heard them talking about witchcraft and all these other things that they still deny to this day. They say it was a coincidence. I didn't hear right. All these things that are happening in my life are nothing but coincidences. I say there is no such thing. Kazuhito Kosaka, 191, 187, 79. Society of Jesus. Hey, now, hold up. Let's not crack on Jesus. I might not like that. But I don't know what the Society of Jesus is either. I don't know. I'm not into groups these days. They all seem to be going very radical. And I don't really want to be caught up in any of them. Because once you're a part of like a mass of people, mob mentality can happen pretty quick. Things catch on pretty quick. And I wonder if that isn't part of our problem, is living too close together. People used to live close together, like in tribes, though. They were all like-minded, and they kind of lived as a hive, a little hive. I'm not saying we have to be all alike. I mean, culturally speaking, this person made the pots and pans, right, out of pottery or whatever. That was the pottery person. You went to this person for the looming. They loomed all the rugs and all the textiles and all the curtains, using the name of Jesus, but actually the synagogue of Satan. Right. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. And unfortunately, that's a lot of Protestant churches, which is now seeped into the Catholic Church. There's a reason I'm not a quote-unquote member. But again, it's rather heartbreaking, but God is going to build a new thing, so we have to just get through it, right? I think we're all going to be better off for it. I really do. So it's weird, though, all these things I know personally, and this tattoo guy, he had an issue. He could not, I would cook food, right? When I have company, that's what I did. That's how I was good to people, is I tried to feed them, or take care of them, or that if they were sick, or just love them. That's just what I do. And he had a problem eating around dust. He did not want to see people's teeth. He didn't want to see their teeth. He never said smiling too, but he always said that and he made a real big point of like looking it up one day on the computer. Very self-centered. He had to be like the center of everything when he was in the house. I'm telling you guys, I know the Antichrist, or at least I know the skin he was in. And it's heartbreaking to me. And I can't even name the person because I don't know their real name. I don't know. Anyways, this is who this person is. Now, if we go back, 2017, again, that key year, I want to, where are the verses? Can I just see the verses to whatever this is, like in English? See, the title's in English. That's the only one. Pico, attack, PPAP, pen, pineapple. Now, these are all fetish references, which I found out I didn't want to, and I don't want to tell you what they are because, again, keep our mind on heavenly things. But PPAP, those are, unfortunately, pineapples and pen are occultish, and there's definitely a secret society happening. Oh my God, it's not a secret. Like, it's really not. I believe Jesus Christ might have been part of one, but I don't think I don't think he was like this. I don't think they... Remember, everything that was good is wicked now, or at least is being called wicked in every, So we got to be very careful with all these. I don't want to play it. I just want to see it. So yeah, the pen, the pineapple, all that stuff. Mistake a second letter. Pico walk. Where am I? I'm here. Woman keeps changing. BPAP again. Why does that keep coming up? The last resort. Church of a chick. Neo sunglasses. Can I just see the lyrics? View credits. No, I want to see the lyrics. Why won't they show them to me? New song after viral PPAP hit. Neo sunglasses. What a weird story. If you thought the recent Pen Pineapple song was a mere one-hit wonder, please stop. The singer behind the viral track has a follow-up that's just as bad or good. He's like Weird Al, liking like comedy songs, and this time it's about sunglasses. Japanese comedian, blah 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 blah, on his YouTube page on Thursday, wearing the same 70s inspired yellow outfit. 666 hand sign. Oh my gosh, we gotta look at hand signs too, because I think some of the hand signs they're using are baseball, guys. I think it's that simple. I'm a girl. I've watched baseball my whole life, and I didn't even recognize that a lot of the things they're doing around me are freaking baseball signs that the pitcher or the coach does. But then you got to figure out, because is this person playing the coach or are they a player? Anyways, I think that, yes, thank you, Dion, for that reminder. That's like going to be one of the next videos. But I want to get through this one because it's one I've wanted to do for a while. He is 53. He's dancing enthusiastically and drops words like cure, and accuré, dark and bright. Okay. Oh my gosh, Justin Bieber tweeted calling PPAP his favorite video on the internet. According to Japanese Entertainment News, his dream is to be able to sing at New York's Madison Square, and now he's even gotten Bieber's attention. Who knows? I just want to see the lyrics of it. This is bizarre, though. This person himself... This is strange. Okay, the date he's born is relevant. He's called King of the Demons. Alma mater, Japan Institute. Okay, Dion should probably look that one up too. His alma mater is Japan Institute of the Moving Image. See how everything turns into a... Are we interested in this or go on to the song list? Everything is a rabbit hole. Released December 7th. Is that a special day? Peak chart positions, blah, blah, blah. Filmography. Hezro Pikataro has been poked many times, including in the main base poster can be seen. Okay. He's a strength. We're gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to look at him. This is special because that is very telling. And again, it relates to my personal testimony, and it's kind of creeping me out. I don't like it anymore. I'm just done with the lies and deception. All right, cheap sunglasses, ZZ Top. It's such a big one. We have to look at it real quick, okay? Because they're such a big band, and they're quite obviously cultish. Or I hate the word cult being played here like that, because a cult doesn't necessarily mean bad or good. All right, so they are kind of wicked looking in the songs they sing about, and I've never really cared for them. I know men in the circles around here like them. Maybe it's like sinful for me to say I don't like them, but I never really cared for them. When you get up in the morning and the light has hurt your head, like a hangover, I guess, the first thing you do when you get up out of bed is hit that streets and run it and try to beat the masses and go get yourself some cheap sunglasses. Spied a little thing, and I followed her all night in a funky fine Levi's, and her sweater's kind of tight. She had a West Coast strut that was as sweet as molasses, but what really knocked me out was her cheap sunglasses. Now go out and get yourself some big black frames with the glass so dark they won't even know your name. And the choice is up to you, because they come in two classes: rhinestone shades or cheap sunglasses. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And obviously, they're not talking about just sunglasses there. But different lifestyles, cheap sunglasses to the more expensive ones. Let's see who else looks a little specially made. Corn on macabre. Corey Hart's specially made. Dean Martin. I have no idea what that is even about. We're not. Somebody's wearing specially made sunglasses. Why is that in there? Dean Martin shades. We're going to look at it just because Dean Martin is such a throwback. Ah, the year this come out was 1966. Flip that 9 and it's a 6 too. Oh, 500. The 5 is also. And the cover was orange, or the label was orange. These shades can hide the teardrops crying, but not the way I feel inside. Obviously, they wanted people making babies back then, like lots and lots of babies. See, I wonder why. I wonder why they wanted us to make lots of babies. These shades can only do their part. Oh, yeah, but these shades can't hide a broken heart. Is there anything telling here? Can't hide my red eyes. Left by your lies. Broken heart. I'll keep wearing as long as I'm still caring. Can't hide a broken heart. So, why do we study idols that may think that we don't exist? Maybe idols are attempting to live in us. Which is exactly why we're looking at this. Good point. That's exactly why we're doing it. We're not looking at idols. We're looking for... Okay, so in art, let me be... Oh, from Kosaka's birthday to Arcturus culmination over Hawaii in 24 is 9/11 Obama born in Hawaii. Okay, that's weird. But again, I don't know that Obama is the main AC. I don't know. What year was Obama born? Did you just list that and I didn't catch it? I don't remember what year he was born. I know 72 is a big year. We're looking at this because for eons now, artists, even if they don't know it, have been oracles. Dean Koontz wrote books that have now come into our world, okay? I have said things and written things down during a time of trauma that have become a part of the world story. 61. All right, again, we're staying on topic here. You know, it's lovely to have some deep thoughts, but I was listening to I want to say he was Hindu yesterday, some Hindu verses that were being spoken by this man, and everything was a yin or a yang, a light or a dark, which is okay to an extent. We know life is like that, and we live in a binary state. But it gets to the point where it's like, okay, then no action means anything, and I'm not into that idea personally. I don't think that's a tenet I'll never let go to. There's a purpose and a reason to everything that happens, every event. And I actually do believe that if, for example, if children are being harmed, I believe that demons are coming into, I believe the child spirit goes elsewhere. I don't believe God would allow a true young soul, baby soul, to go through that. I don't think that's what happens. And I aim to prove that scientifically. And we're going to look at that too. But again, some of these, when you get to saying, you know, oh, you don't know this if you don't know yourself, and when it's very, I don't even know the word I'm looking for, new agey, I guess. Again, it's to the point where, okay, well, why should I make this video? Why should I speak? Why should I have an opinion? Why should I live? Why should I breathe? Why should I exist? It's okay to ask those questions. However, if you think there is no point to anything, that can have dire consequences for people, for that individual, and for the people around that person. So I'm not into that ideology, man. And it's not about me not having openness or being prideful. I'm not going to do it. And I don't know. I'm just not getting into it. And for you to say I'm always mean to you, I got to stay on topic. I have to get to the topic at hand. So dark sunglasses. What is this? Okay, so this is all the people maybe that redid his song, is all I can think. Valiant Thieves. It's all the credits. It's like all the people who have the credits to it. Ballyhoo, dark sunglasses. I don't know what this is. Okay. And again, through our artwork, we are all chess pieces or vessels where we can have the Holy Spirit of God speak through us, of creation, light, and life, or the other one of death, rot, and decay, entropy, all of those things. Time is also an element of that. Time is an element of death. Time goes hand in hand with Satan. He's the one that wants you punching that clock. He's the one that wants you keeping track of every minute that goes by, every birthday. I reject it. I'm not doing it. Now, I do believe we're supposed to pay attention to the stars as far as like harvest time and planting time. But like the minutes of every day and all this business, we don't need to be doing that. You know, God made 7 days or whatever. That's enough. Like really. I think certain things are happening in this realm because we're allowing them and we're consenting to them. And I also think that artists throughout history have been famous for being oracles or vehicles of great catalysts of change and or just truth coming out of them, coming out through them, right? So I want to look at what they're saying. I want to look at what they're painting. Art is to be appreciated. It is beautiful, right? But it's also to be heeded, and sometimes there are warnings in the things that we say and we don't even realize it. I didn't realize back in 2017, 2018, most of the things and conversations that I said would come to the public and would help me navigate through this time. I had no idea any of that was going to happen as it was happening, right? Because I was living in the moment, in that moment. So this one says, well, I woke up on the beach. I think I went too hard on the shots of whiskey. No shoes on my feet, like I still have my dark sunglasses. I need you to tell me what I did last night because it's really fuzzy. I think I got a problem. I apologize. Yeah, I just want to block it out. Take me back to where it started. I don't remember blacking out, but I know it went wrong. Oh God, do I know these lyrics. And I'm so glad that I don't drink anymore. And I wish that I had never started, and I wish that my children had never seen it. But that's the thing about time is allegedly we can't go back and fix those things. Or can we? Would you? Would you do it if you could? Would you change some part of history if you could? Do we cause the Mandela effect? People like me and you talking about it. Do we want to change something so desperately that we've done? Do we want it undone so desperately that we're all affecting and creating this reality that we're seeing? My dreams are really weird too lately. I'm having like double dreams dreams that I've already had, which doesn't happen a lot, but usually if it happens, it means something. So I'm trying to pay attention to them. And I tell you guys too about this stuff because we all need like interpreters, right? We can't be our own mirrors. That's the point of fellowship. And that's what I think we're missing is we used to be close together, but it was with like-minded people. It wasn't with people who would say, oh my gosh, you're crazy for putting ketchup on those French fries. That's crazy. What do you mean you eat gravy on your French fries? That's ridiculous. That's insane. But do you see how how this all gets started? And this is why I'm pointing out differences in us physically. We change the world from the inside out. Right, exactly, we do. Hey, John Francis, I hope you're well, 2.0. What is with the Z? What does that mean when someone replaces an S with a Z? Dion, what does that mean? All the replacing of the S's with the Z's. Hope you're well, John Francis. How you doing? How you doing? So I put on the dark sunglasses till the hangover passes. I'm going to figure out what happened last night. When I put on my dark sunglasses, I'll be rising from the ashes like a phoenix so I can figure out what happened last night. Bored at walk. Did we get kicked out of the bar? I think we threw up right behind the Wawa. I left my phone in someone's car. I thought we would just hit happy hour. I need you to tell me what I did last night. So we know exactly what this is. This is regret, and a lot of people can relate to that song, I'm sure. I believe it's Portuguese. Yeah, I'm not going to go with that. I think it's something else because they're replacing other letters too. Again, you've got this strange behavior. They tell you who they are through their actions and their words and the pictures and the symbols that they use to represent themselves. Sandy Posey, 2003, sunglasses. I got my swim cap and comb and my paperback book that I almost threw. I got my lipstick and mirror and my suntan lotion. So that seems pretty normal. I don't know who this is. Why don't they just show it there? Another kind of life, one you think you deserve, nothing you should lack. Now reverting back the time. Okay, so this is one by Chrissy Hind, and I don't know what this is. Baby, get your groove back, another kind of love. When you think that you deserve. John, why you add the Z? Yeah, I know you guys know. You think I'm funny because I don't know. I don't think that's cool, though. Like, how... I don't know, man. I don't know. How funny is it truly when you're mocking someone just because they don't have that knowledge? If they had it, then they'd know too. Then you'd be the same. Most people didn't do anything special. Most people were born into families and groups that gave them certain knowledge and wisdom. It's not because they deserved it. It's not because they earned it. And I think that's what's happening now is you're going to see the playing field is evening up and it's leveling out. We went through the season of exposure somewhat. Now it's time for justice. No, I see it everywhere. I see it on my son's Facebook profile page. I see it on my son's Instagram page. I see it on his girlfriend's page. I see it every freaking where. Just like the sideways profile pictures and the upside down profile pictures. Oh, that doesn't mean nothing. I'm just a makeup artist and I've uploaded selfies for years. I'm just going to suddenly have the second profile with an upside down profile picture. No, it doesn't fly, guys. I've seen this stuff for way too long. I know all the signs and signals. I just do. And it's really messed up that you lost your channel after I tagged you in a video. And I thought that was like a nice thing to do. And I thought that was a good thing to do. But obviously, it wasn't a good thing to do. It's just dumb. Like, do my videos even get out? Or do they just get to, like, certain people? And yes, it is kind of triggering when someone tries to tell you that you don't know something that you know. I've seen these things enough now. You know, you guys can gaslight in the comment section. People can do that in every video I comment on, in every page, on every subreddit, to follow me around and just say I'm insane or I'm crazy. Isn't it from Canada or Europe where they replace the S with the Z? Nah, not quite. I'm going to look into it, though. Z is just, again, you have the X, Y, and the Z, right? Now, is it Generation Z that's doing it? Maybe that could be one thing. My son, is he a Gen Zer? I don't even know. Like, I'm so not trendy. Yes, I still smoke, and like I said, these topics are rather triggering because they're personal. And I have family tied up in this that I loved for a long time, invested my whole life in these people. And yes, I messed up. I messed up greatly a few times, but now I'm seeing that it doesn't even matter, that these things were going to happen. No matter what I did, these people were going to do these things because it was already put into motion before I ever came in the picture. And sometimes there's nothing you can do but just be there and love somebody even as they don't even see you. Because there's nothing you would do. Baby, you got your groove back, another kind of life. When you think that you deserve, nothing you should lack, now reverting back the time. Never mind, you lost your nerve. Yeah, you had to go at sleeping in the van, but you couldn't let it go too far. Now you got a pension plan and your name's on the insurance, and you can drive another woman's car. A kind of glamour. A glamour is a spell. It's allegedly an easy spell. It's like a parlor trick. It basically just makes you more irresistible or more attractive than you actually are. And again, these things are all in your mannerisms and how you speak and your diction and your pronunciation and your enunciation. And do you talk like this? Do you talk like that? Are you higher like a baby? Oh my gosh. And I can't abide by that either. That bothers me so bad. A kind of glamour. So that's what a glamour is. You can lend yourself like dark sunglasses. And you'll remember how good it tasted inside the ruling classes, wasted behind your dark sunglasses. She's got a ball gown for charities and such, like a debutante from days gone by. Shaven, wearing a tie isn't sacrificing much. You lucky guy, you can still get high. But yes, sir, no, sir. Someday we'll be there. You only have to please that lady. Think anything you like, but be careful what you say. For another warm night, another dry day. A kind of glamour you can lend yourself, the dark sunglasses, and you'll remember how good it tasted, the ruling classes wasted behind your dark sunglasses. I'm not towing the line, you'll be fine. So again, one about lifestyles, but also about like personal choice and condition of your character, your soul, right? That's one thing that Obama said that I loved, that he's very charismatic. I'll give him that. And he's a great speaker. He is the best public speaker that I've seen out of a president since Kennedy. Now, I've only seen videos, mind you, but he was such a good speaker and so eloquent with his words. And he's right. It's about the content of the character of a person. It's not about what they look like, the color of their skin, none of that stuff. We're just looking at this because it gives clues to the spiritual, it points to the spirit that person is carrying. Are they carrying the Holy Spirit, the Antichrist spirit, or something altogether other than we are or we're told about? And I think it's a relevant question in this time. Not to mention, like I said, all the characters that wear them. You've got Roddy Piper, you've got Neo, you've got the Adjustment Bureau, you've got the Men in Black. Like, it's a trend in all these people. Let's see what does this mean? Okay, so this is some album, Sunglasses, Keep Your Shades On, 5-track maxi single. I don't know who this person is. Bruck Up, featuring Shaggy. Sign in to see the lyrics. You can't even see the lyrics? Are you serious? Now I'm going to be intrigued. Don't tell me that can't do something. Seriously, don't tell me that. That's half the problem that's wrong with everybody is you tell them what they can't do. So they want to go do it. Put your hands where my eyes can see. What are the lyrics, man? Sunglasses lyrics. Lyrics not available. Why not? It won me, yo man, open up, lonely little girl. Shazam. Well, that's interesting. There's a Mandela reference. Can I see the lyrics? Go to song. I just want to... Oh, look. And like I said, a lot of these people, you'll see them wearing double sunglasses in pictures. I don't know why. I know Richie from Boston did it, so I quit watching him. They do that for some reason. Again, that I don't know. Just like the Z's, just like the upside-down profile pictures. It's just to show you they've gone inverted. And Black County New Road sunglasses lyrics. So is it the same type of thing as what's the face? All right, so let's go on and see if there's any more. And we might be able to end this video. And then we can get into like eyes and characters. Because we've already done teeth and mouths. I've shown you plastic surgery gone. I don't know what's going on with the plastic surgery. Like I said, it's very bizarre that in the same year, everybody, what, are they using the same plastic surgeon that they all look all puffy and bloated? And I don't know, there's something wrong. Because it's here too, like I see it in people around me. When did people in Ohio start getting massive plastic? I don't know what's going on. I don't know anything. I know nothing. National Sunglass Day. What the heck is that? 40 sunglass songs for National Sunglass Day. See, I don't wear sunglasses like this. I wear them if the sun is overly bright and I'm riding my bike and I need to see cars and whatnot. But I'm just not that person. I don't overly, I'm not afraid of the sun, right? Like, I'm just not. Okay, so Baby Islam. That's an interesting name. Bruck Up featuring Shaggy sunglasses. Keep your shades on. Chrissy Hund, dark sunglasses. See, they won't even show you. Love is all we need, Celine Dion. That's not about sunglasses. Corey Hart, sunglasses at night, corn on the cob, specially made sunglasses. Another one that you can't get the lyrics for. They're probably on Bandcamp. Dean Martin, Divine Brown, sunglasses. I don't know why. Iggy Pop we looked at. Judy in Disguise with Glasses. The Glasses song, rose-colored glasses, I looked at. Lana Del Rey, Shades of Cool. Her whole album is very cultish, if you didn't know Lana Del Rey. I like her. I like her music. Has a lot of truth in it. But again, is she revealing truth? I don't know. She's not big. She didn't get really big. Some people call her a witch just because probably she has red hair. Neo sunglasses we kind of looked at. They won't give us the lyrics for that. I'm going to look into some of these that don't have lyrics, guys, and I will see if I can post them in the comments somewhere in a pinned comment, because it's just such a big topic. And that was one of the main parts I wanted to cover in the video for the sunglasses, was just how abundant it is. Like, this is just overly, this isn't even all of them. This is just the top songs. It's just overly abundant, and I thought that that was very intriguing. So next in this type of vein, not the next video, but what we'll be looking at is eyes. Again, there's a lot of controversy over eyes, and I like to kind of cover I want to show you. Let's see if they're similar. Okay, so you have the cat eye above there. See, because the cats go into the slits just like a reptile, man. And I used to take care of reptiles. And let's be honest, reptiles are vegetarians. So if they were around humans, they would probably be afraid of us. They wouldn't rule us. The cats are a different story because they go back to Babylon. Cats also aren't mentioned in the Bible. Where do they come from? Are they a genetic, one of the genetic animals that were made from the fallen ones? Are they wise like we are told? Or are all these beings that everyone's calling reptilians, do they have something to do with cats? Now, one more thing just to show you. Cat. This is very weird. This is like a fringe topic, but it's like everywhere. And this is actually in Live Science. Can a cat parasite control your mind? The working theory is that Toxoplasma gondii is manipulating people's brains into making them less afraid of quitting their jobs and going it alone to start up their own company. Okay? There's a lot of this on Reddit, a lot of talk about this. Toxoplasma gondii tops the list as the most famous and controversial neurological parasite. This tiny protozoan doesn't look like much more than a blob, but once it makes its way to the brain, it can radically alter the behavior of hosts like rats, cats, and yes, even humans. So, this is a known topic. This will be a video. This is probably going to end up being a deep dive, but we'll cover that too. I want to end this one just because I don't want the song ones to be too long. They're usually going to be uploads unless it's a big topic like this. But I just wanted to give you somewhere to start if you wanted to do your own research, and share your stories below. Are you noticing a lot of people, like I said, wearing them when they don't seem to be necessary? And watch for the cat video and the eyes video to come along post haste. I love you guys. Have a blessed day.